Hi, and greetings on this Thursday. You know, a little bit of a revelation here on my point as I'm getting ready to utter these words. It's the 25th day of January. This month of January is pretty much, I feel like I've, for myself, I know why it's gone by so quickly, but is it that way for everyone? Hard to imagine that we're already 1 month into 2018. But indeed, time is quickly going by. Your weather forecast is going to not so quickly change. We've got a front coming in. It's going to give us some changes. We're going to talk about some sun, some clouds, some rain, some flakes, all in your forecast. High pressure, and what that means as we have it leaving in an approaching front. More on your forecast in just a few moments. Top headlines tonight will include a structure fire that was, glad to report, quickly contained. Still massive amounts of damage left behind, but we'll take you to the scene. A death investigation currently underway in Magoffin County by the state police and Magoffin County coroner. Also the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department responding. I'll take you to the scene of that as a man was found in a wooded area or near a wooded area. We're still trying to gather the exact details. A bit of an update from the latest happenings from our state representative, John Blanton. And I'm not sure if you have heard or not, but this certainly will stir, I believe, some conversation around the old water cooler, so to speak, as a representative has introduced two bills to consolidate counties, and not just local governments, but in the form of school districts as well, from 120 down to about 55 or so. It's kind of falls along the same lines, I think, of an effort that I think took place back maybe 15, 20 years ago, maybe even before we started the show. But nevertheless, I'll go through the changes with you, at least the highlights of which, what Toby Harold, the Republican out of Beattyville, is proposing in regards to consolidating counties, meaning that Magoffin, for example, would join two others. Some would join 4 or 5 others and become one. I'll tell you more about it in just a few minutes. And details, but a single car crash as a vehicle plunged over a bridge or plunged into the very cold and icy, I'm sure, Quicksand Creek. That vehicle contained 2 people, a driver and a passenger, both of which have been pronounced. It was a truck that crashed into Quicksand Creek. It was near the Sugar Camp Golf Course off of Highway Route 30. That's really all I know at this hour, except to say that 2 people have been confirmed dead. Here in Sagersville and Magoffin County, heavy smoke and other damages have been left behind, done to a home on Rockhouse Road off of 460 here in Magoffin County, which is in the Sagersville Fire Department coverage area. It happened this morning, and fortunately, with some good timing on behalf of the homeowner and the fire department as well, they were able to save the structure. To look at the structure in passing, one would never know that it was the scene of a structure fire earlier today, but upon closer inspection and upon this report from Sagersville Fire Chief Paul Howard, we learned that the resident, a Leedy resident, came home to her residence this morning, sometime around 6 o'clock, and found smoke inside when opening the door. It was after that she called 911 and the fire department arrived.
The Sagersville Fire Department was toned out to a fire on Rockhouse Route 1415 off of News 460 of Georgie Liddy's resident. Upon our arrival, we found smoke coming from all through the house. When we made entry to the house, we discovered that the fire started in the basement section of the house on a couch, and it spread upstairs. The house had substantial smoke and heat damage to the house. Very little water damage. I think we used 100 gallons of water. The insurance company has cause and origin guys in today to determine the cause and origin of the fire.
And I left the studio right around 4 o'clock to get the details that were available at this time in regards to a death investigation, which has been opened up this afternoon here in Magoffin County. Now, I spoke to some members in the area off camera and gathered a few details of which I can confirm. We're yet to be able to talk to any officials, state police, coroner, local authorities, or otherwise, as they were still working the active scene, which is not at this time being handled, we believe, as a crime scene. This was the scene shortly before or right around 4 o'clock on Painter's Lick, which is off of Route 40 here in Magoffin County. This was after, of course, as you can see, local authorities, the coroner, and rescue personnel had arrived. The death investigation was actually opened up after the discovery of a body here earlier today. As for the individual's body who was found, we believe that he was actually discovered by his mother. From what I can find out, a woman had come to the local sheriff's department to report her son missing, who had been unheard from for the past few days, and shortly thereafter she went back to his last known area of whereabouts and was looking for herself. And from what we understand, some 100 to 200 feet or so off of the road on Painter's Lick, she found his body, which had been there possibly for a few days. That's still yet to be determined. As for the cause of death, that is still yet to be determined as well. We do know that the body was sent to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. We also can tell you, as I mentioned earlier, and once again, that right now the investigation does not center around this being a crime scene, but a death from other causes, which once again are still yet to be determined. The identity of the deceased has not been released. We believe it to be an area man, possibly in his late 20s or early 30s. I'll be right back. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785.
You asked for it, and Appalachian Wireless listened. Appalachian Wireless proudly brings to you the plan you've all been asking for: unlimited data. Unlimited data is only $80 a month for a single line, or get 4 lines as low as $200. See store for more details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company. Data speed slow to 25 bytes per line to 512 kilobits for phones and tablets, and 15 gigabytes for modems. See store for more details.
Win her heart this Valentine's Day with something beautiful to wear, or with any of the thousands of unique ways to say I love you at the seasonal shop. Candies, charms, jewelry, or indulge her in natural, chemical-free luxury. Earth Lux, 100% pure virgin coconut oil naturally formulated in India. Scrubs, conditioners, lip maintenance, shampoos, toothpaste, soaps, bath bombs, and more. The best way to say I love you and happy Valentine's Day to anyone is by doing it at the seasonal shop. They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard. Jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Get the max with your taxes and a new car at Gateway Motors. All you have to do is take your W-2 to Borders Tax Services here in Sagersville and then go straight to buy your new ride at Gateway. You'll get your taxes done right, on time, and with the maximum refund, and you can drive your new vehicle today and pay for it when you get your tax return back from Uncle Sam. So call now to get the max for your taxes at Gateway Motors in Sagersville, 349-CARS. In a few minutes, I'll go down a summary, if you will, of the changes that a representative wants to make in regards to consolidating Kentucky's counties. by local government and school district, and who he would lump together, and what other details are therein. Right now, let's go to another representative, State Representative John Blanton, who has carried Marsy's law to House passage, and that's very significant. Blanton has actually shepherded, if you will, the constitutional amendment for crime victims known as Marsy's Law through the Kentucky House, and one step closer to placement on the ballot in November for Kentucky voters to decide the ultimate fate. Blanton says that currently the rights for crime victims are limited. He speaks, of course, from his position now and as a former Kentucky State Police trooper from which he retired. He also is the one presenting Senate Bill 3, sponsored by Whitney Westerfield in the House. Constitutional rights for victims, Blanton says, will help level the playing field between victims and accused criminals who already have constitutional protected rights. Some of the rights that would be added to the Constitution with the passage of the proposed amendment are the right to the notice of proceedings, the right to reasonable protection from the accused, and the right to legal standing, which would give victims the constitutional right to assert their rights in court. Blanton says that Kentucky voters want to vote on this amendment. Kentucky currently has crime victims' rights listed in statute, but he says, but not in the Constitution. Senate Bill 3 received House final passage by a vote of 87-3, passing the Senate 34-1. And the measure now will go to the Kentucky Secretary of State's office to be prepared for the November ballot. Now it's time to go on to our community calendar, brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau and another Blanton, as chance would have it. This is a birthday wish, though, for a Tyler Blanton. Tyler Blanton, with a lot of love from your mama on a big long list of family and friends, I am told to wish you the very happiest of birthdays. So happy birthday to Tyler Blanton. A reminder, your local board of the McGoffin County Extension Office has rootstock and plant orders right now. You can order strawberries, blueberries, red raspberry, blackberry, asparagus, candy onion. Call 349-3216. That season will be here before you know it. Get your order in today. You can also see them next week on the 31st, which is Wednesday, for their next cultural arts class, 10 to 2. And they're going to learn things throughout the series of Wednesdays for the next few weeks: hemming, sewing, a lot of lost cultural arts that maybe a lot of us, like myself, might be interested in knowing. To hear the complete list of what else they've got besides hemming and sewing, please give them a call at 349-3216. And they'll be cooking through the calendar. Next class will be Skillet Enchiladas, February the 5th, and that's also from your McGoffin County Extension Service. And if you've got an announcement like any of these birthdays or anniversaries, I think everyone should know by now, but just in case, this is exactly coming up. It is exactly where you want to send them so I can tell everyone else about them. Going on to funeral service announcements for this Thursday, we've been told of the passing of 88-year-old Norma Blanton Whitley of Parkway Drive, who passed away on today's date, married to Richard Whitley, who preceded her in death. She survived by sons Rick and Philip Whitley and daughter Twyla Hensley. Visitation will be after 7 o'clock tomorrow. Services will begin in her honor at noon on Saturday from the St. Luke Catholic Church. Burial will follow Saturday's services at the Tackett Cemetery here in Sagersville. The McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements for Norma Blanton Whitley, 88 of Parkway Drive. Services are going to be held later Saturday afternoon at 2 in honor of Gary Ray Dalton, 71 of Knoxville, who passed away on the 20th, married to Joella Culberson Dalton, who survives. He's also survived by daughters Kimberly Jo Simpkins and Krista Elizabeth Schatt. Visitation begins tomorrow after 6 and up until services Saturday at 2, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. The flu has now reached epidemic proportions, and if you aren't or haven't been sick, odds are you will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all-natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy-taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. You can file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Syersville at 349-4522, and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Healthier life means providing access to quality of exactly that. Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank. 349-3131. His name is Toby Harold. He's a representative here in Kentucky. He's a Republican from Beattyville as well. And he introduced yesterday 2 bills proposing to consolidate various Kentucky counties and school districts, cutting down the total number of counties from 120 to 154, and school districts, from which I believe there are 173, to 55 across the state. Within House Bills 242 and 243, Harold outlined how local committees would decide the names of the counties and choose county seats, with the consolidation to occur with the 2022 general election. Harold is the sole sponsor of the 2 bills, and he proposed to merge Magoffin County, for example, with Johnson and Morgan counties. Now, so far, this is a proposal. The bill has not been brought before the legislature, but here are some of the details in it. And I misspoke. Let me be clear. He is proposing consolidating county governments from 120 counties down to a total of 54, not 154, as I think I just said, 54, and school districts down to a total of 55. Counties throughout Kentucky would not be consolidated and remain where they are. Most would be. And most of those which are closest to us and affect us are grouped as follows. Becoming one county under the proposed bill: Estill, Jackson, Lee, Owsley, Powell, and Wolfe. Then Carter, Elliott, and Rowan counties. Lawrence and Martin counties. Johnson, Magoffin, and Morgan counties would consolidate. Breathitt, Leslie, and Perry counties. And Floyd and Knott counties would consolidate. And out of the dozens of pages pertaining to the bill, these are some of the highlights, if you will. Each new school district would take over all the assets and legal liabilities of the county and independent school districts. And each state board would appoint a new superintendent, one to serve the new school district for a minimum of 1 school year, after which I believe a local board that would be established would either reappoint that superintendent or establish a screening committee to fill that position. And as for that new superintendent, his or her salary would be set by the state board. That state board would also choose the new location for each board of education for all 55 districts. They say it will be located in the largest city closest to the geographic center of the new district, and that they would merge all school boards into those now 55 districts, with all existing terms of current school board members to expire when this new board is formed. As for the new boards of education, the governor would select either 5 or 7 member boards based on the size of the district, and those individuals would serve until the 2022 general election. The state would also oversee the merger of the existing county and independent school districts, and that would also include placement of certified and classified employees and distribution of assets and distributions of property. with each new Board of Education dividing their new district into 5 separate sub-districts or divisions. As for the consolidation of counties, some of the items in the proposed bill are as follows. First of all, that no later than January the 4th of 2021, the current judge executives of each unconsolidated county to be consolidated would appoint a commission of 3 voters, and those 3 voters would together divide the new county into 3 districts for the election of the new fiscal court. A new fiscal court would be elected in 2022, at which time voters would also choose a new county name and a new site or a site for the county seat. Individual boards within the county, health department, library, water, and others, those members would serve out the remainder of their terms, and then a new board would be put in their place. A similar situation with the circuit clerk's position. If the consolidation results in more than 1 circuit clerk, those would serve out the remainder of their terms, and then a new one would be elected. And the former territories, or the former counties, those areas would be their own separate taxing districts and would have the power to levy and collect taxes. As for tax rates, the new fiscal court over the entire consolidated county, the new county, would set those tax rates for those individual districts.
And there, of course, is a great deal more to go with both bills. You can find them on the Kentucky LRC website and read them in their entirety. It's going to be interesting to see if this gains any traction. I'm going to try to go back and find out what kind of traction and I know it was several years ago by talking to some local legislators that they can recall that there was a similar idea or proposal brought forth that didn't make it. This one, they say, mirrors that one to some degree at least, and will be interesting to find out more and compare the two. It's also going to be interesting to see who gets behind this and as to whether or not Governor Matt Bevin will be one of those people. I'll be right back. Conley Tire is the place you want to go if you want to get around safely in the snow or whatever you're traveling in. Thousands and thousands of tires in stock every day. They can get you in, get you right back out and on the road, and do it with 6 months, same as cash. The latest rebates from the greatest manufacturers. They've been serving this area for over 30 years and are waiting to take care of your tire needs today. Conley Tire. Inventory perfect for the season at Parkway Gun and Pawn. Gas and electric space heaters, chainsaws to make your own heat, battery chargers, generators, snow blowers, and everything you need for the winter. And of course, jewelry, guns, games, TVs, electronics, and more. And of course, they'll loan you cash on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun and Pawn. 349 Pawn. And I know I'm going to cut it just a bit short, but I'm going to leave you with your forecast real quickly. It's getting better, and I am just told, and I'll have an update for you on our Howard's cable connection in just a few seconds, but I kind of broke loose here from the studio to cover that death investigation, and it has me just a bit behind here, and we'll have another report that I plan on airing in its place on tomorrow. So real quickly, 23 degrees tonight, clear, calm winds. I'm liking the word calm at this point more than ever before. Tomorrow we'll see sunny, 59, 38, mostly clear skies across the board. A really, really, really nice and mild Friday. Enjoy it while it lasts, because the next front comes into town on Saturday, and with it, it brings clouds and showers. We'll hold on to the 50s, mid-50s for Saturday, but as far as showers, you can look for those likely mainly after 4 o'clock into the night and then into the early morning on your Sunday. Those showers on Sunday will finally start to give way to some sunshine. We'll hold on to the low 50s Sunday as well, and maybe a few flakes will fly about as we get below freezing if there's any of that precipitation left in the system. Monday, we go back to winter weather, or winter-ish weather. 39, a chance of some flurries, sunny skies, low 30s by Tuesday with some sunshine, and 30s continue, well, throughout a few days next week. Then the 50s roll back into town.
In closing, before I wish you well, I wish to say this, that I did speak with someone from Howard's Cable last night, and their hope was that most certainly if we weren't back on in our 6 o'clock time frame tonight, that we most definitely would be tomorrow. So I know that's inconvenienced a lot of folks. I've gotten the feedback, and I wish to thank you for that. And we hope to be back at 6 and 11 in our normal time frame on tomorrow's program on Howard's Cable, as well as Foothills Communication, as we have been since our move. So thank you for watching and waiting and being patient. And thank all of you for being a part of the program. And if you haven't already, pick up this week's edition of the Sagarsville Independent. Guaranteed to find something that you just didn't know. And quite a bit, actually, if you're like myself even. And I had a little something to do with it. Thank you all, and have a good night.